Guinea pig! So nice, guinea pig. What are you chewing on? Don't chew on that plastic. Alright, I need to check on something real quick. Oh, piggy. Oh no, why are you growling? What is the matter? Do you really have to pee-pee? Do you? Oh, waylaid by ass hattery this morning. Okay. Give me a second. I have to adjust sound too. I forgot I messed with it yesterday. Didn't get the bonus. Screw you. How much time do you have left? You have 2 hours. Of course you do. What is this? This item begins a quest. Okay, Momo, I will be with you in just a moment. Give me 1 second.
I stand ready to help.
Okay there, buddy.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
What if I take you out? What happens? Not much. Okay.
I will hide in shadows no longer.
Can I stick you in there? Well, that would be nice. See what happens with that. I got shit for missions. Like, what the hell? Dude, I don't think I've got anybody else available right now. Not really. Alright, so that's gonna have to wait. What are we at for this stupid gated thing? We need one more completed. So we're waiting on that one. And then we can continue our Soromar quest stuff. Alright, what is this? Open. Greater Insignia of the Nightfallen. Okay. I'm already exalted with the Nightfallen, but thanks. The Warden's rep was needed, though. Alright. So, it looks like the dog, now that I've sat down and started to stream, wants to go potty. Of course he does. So, hang on, we're gonna fuss with the sound right now before I forget. System. So I was playing with it a little bit yesterday. So we're gonna turn... I want to make sure you guys can still hear me over the game. But, you know, you probably want to hear some of the game too. So we'll probably make the music a little bit quieter. How's that? Hopefully that won't be too bad. You know, we'll come over here where there's a bunch of people doing shit. Whoa! Since when does that happen? I'd never risen up off the ground on that before. Like, holy crap. Alright then. Alright, so to me the sounds seem quiet, but that could just be on my end. Hopefully it's not too loud for you guys. So we will chill out here. Excuse me. And we'll take the Momo and the Zuzu. And we'll go potty real quick. Because someone, even though they went not that long ago, decided they had to potty right now. So let me... That's not what I wanted. That's what I wanted. Sort of. Okay. So I will leave you with this while I take them potty, and then we'll get started because, you know, Dogs are weird. And I'll be right back, you guys. Sorry.
Doesn't this place remind you of home? Must you always be so close, Roland? Doesn't this place remind you of home? Doesn't this place remind you of home? Surely you have other places to be, Roland. Surely you have other places to be, Roland. Doesn't this place remind you of home? Surely you have other places to be, Roland. Must you always be so close, Roland?
Okay, I'm coming, guys. The one dog decided to be a dick and take forever. He's like, oh, I'm just gonna wander around in the front yard, smelling the air and being a dog, and because I know you're in a hurry, Mommy. So I'm gonna be a dick. It wasn't even that nice out either. It's really windy and blustery. Oh, goodness. Okay. Alright. Here's my... Okay, there's the UI. Alright, so we checked in on... This is my main, guys, by the way. This is my main. Just redid her transmog yesterday. Alright. I do apologize. Let's get down to business here. I have not picked up Battle for Azeroth yet. I will be. Eventually. No, we have to wait until our tax money comes in. Alright, I'm gonna move you to the top. Because you are first on the list today. So we are going to be getting started here. And, yeah. Okay. So, I've been working on this one a little bit, here and there. And, after the patch dropped, and then the contest was going on for WoW challenges. It's still going on through the 3rd, but my character died, and it took me over a week to get to 51, so I was like, well, you know, I've got some stuff I need to do. Need to check in on my main. Need to get back to my bloodthirsties. Had some stuff around the house that needed doing, so I took that time that was freed up, and we got some projects done. I had to shampoo the rug in the room that my roommate had used. It just needed to be cleaned. It was dirty. There were some stains on it. And we have to get the room back in order, so we don't know if my dad's moving back in a month or so. Really not sure yet, so everything's kind of up in the air with a whole bunch of uncertainty floating around. It drives me crazy. I hate the uncertainty feeling. I'd rather know what's going to happen and have a plan in place. But, yeah, I smashed. And also, in the middle of the contest, we went grocery shopping, got my finger caught in the car door. So I wasn't really able to play at full capacity. I was having to click a different part of my finger on my mouse for a few days. So that made for interesting playing as well. Swear the birds are flying into the window next to the bird feeder. I mean, my fingernail is still a little sore if I try to scrape stuff with it, so. But that's getting better. It really didn't turn black or blue. There was a small bruise on the bottom of my finger, but that's fine. So yesterday I was like, well, I'm going to work on my bloodthirsties. I really need to work on my paladin. I was out by Gundrak. And I'd been trying to farm for the raptor pet. And I don't know, the loop was so long that I was doing. And it just didn't feel like there was that many mobs in it. And it just seemed like it was going so slow. That I was like, hey, level scaling. Let's go back to the fishing village. We could kill that stuff before. Let's see if we can go kill it again. And we can still kill it again. In fact, I thought I was going to die last night because I had one set of the 2 mobs that walk around together in there. I was working on them, and then all of a sudden I looked up, and the other pair that walks around in the opposite direction walked up. And they saw me, and they're like, oh, hey, party. And I'm like, no, 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 no. So I started like freaking out. I was popping a bubble shield, and I was fine though. I think the lowest I got was half. I don't want to do that again, but we survived it, so. And we got to 81% last night, and I was like, you know what, let's stop. And we'll use this one over here today. In fact, I don't even think I cleaned out my bags last night. No, I didn't. I sort of did. So let's come back in here and vendor all this. I did pick up a new necklace last night. I was a little unsure. It was agility intellect instead of agility stamina. But some of the stuff is a spell that I do on this paladin. Ow. I cannot get comfortable today. What the hell? Okay, let's try this position. I need a new desk chair terribly, but that is not... Ow, 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 something's stabbing me. That is not on the list anytime soon. How did it go? I felt something stabbing me through my pants. Is that it? No, that's not it. I don't know. Can't find it now. Okay. Weird. Alright. So I am making a little bit of money. I was like at 50 gold when I started out on her, and I'm back up to 110. I had robbed all my tunes so I could get game time a little bit ago.
Let us trade.
Because we had a bad month in there financially. So let's see here. I probably won't be able to get another game time token for quite a while. Unless some miracle happens and I get a crap ton of good selling transmogs. Which I don't really see as being realistic, but as soon as we get our tax money, I am getting a 6-month block of WoW. Just so we don't have to worry about it. For a little bit. Husband might be getting his WoW reactivated soon. Alright, let's see. Where do we want to start in here? Chest is not up. Sometimes the chest is there. Okay, we've got those two down there. Okay, they're going up that way. Where are the other two? Because there's two sets of them. I don't know if those two come back down. I've never actually followed them before. Alright, so let's get to it.
Closer.
Come on. So, it has been taking a little bit longer on the Bloodthirsties, just like it has on the Irons. I mean, that's been pretty much the same across the board. I haven't had the chance to really test out that many of the Bloodthirsties just yet. I've been really super busy. Like I said, life took a shit fit in this past week. Unexpectedly, shall we say. A whole bunch of family drama. So, if I do disappear unexpectedly, just keep an eye on my Twitter. I might have to go on a road trip unannounced. But I don't know when that's going to be, so. Alright, here are these other two. So let's do this. That's not who I wanted to hit that with, but okay. I mean, we can do both of these at the same time. That's not too much trouble. I had been out of caution stunning one of them to at least get the fight started, but I did fuck up the stun once last night, and it didn't really seem to make that much of a difference. I mean, yeah, we took a little bit of damage, more than we had been lately, but it wasn't too major. I don't know where those other two are. There they are, actually. I see them now. Hopefully I can get this guy down before they get close enough to trigger. I did have a couple odd cross realms yesterday. I was over here fighting the pair and got cross realmed. And normally when I'm cross realmed, I have a fresh set of mobs that I'm working on. Okay. However, I guess on the realm that I was crossed to, these guys were not patrolling in the same section, or somebody else had already killed them. Because I'm used to like being, oh great, the fight's restarted. Somebody hit the reset button. There was nothing there for me to hit. I was like, okay. It pulled me out of combat completely. Well, that's not cool. Alright, so we're gonna sit on that for a second. It's usually not a big deal. It's usually only the casters that put that on you. But we have a caster right here. And yeah, he's gonna cast that, so it's gonna put me at 3. And it looks like the countdown started over. Alright, so we just picked up that. That is better than what I have on. I mean, I've got a 77 helm waiting. But maybe we can take this ridiculous looking one off. It's the same one. Just this one's item level 76 now. Interesting. Okay. Like, lower level, when I was doing the test character out in Loch Modan, and we were killing the rares. And the greens were dropping. They were dropping to the level of my character. Now out here has been a slightly different story. I've been getting stuff to drop that's item level below my character. Like, I got this, requires level 68. I got that, requires level 73. So the requirements have actually been not the same level as me. And I did find that fascinating. It's a little different than vanilla. Excuse me. So, we'll see what happens with that. Now, because I only had time to get this one ready for stream, since it was weird the way things fell, probably going to switch to some of the lower level characters after we finish this one up. Whatever may happen. And, tomorrow I'll probably work on getting some of the other higher levels. Shit, I didn't want to hit that. Closer to being ready for streaming. So it might just end up being that we're gonna have to stick to the other rotation where we get through who we get through, and the next week we'll pick up on who we didn't get to, since it is going to be a little bit longer on top of the already lengthening time of
I need to target something first.
What was that? Something banged in the house. My mother-in-law's car is not in the driveway, so... Did you knock the trash can? Momo! Bad dog! Shit. Why are you being bad? Did you knock the trash can over? God damn it. Oh, Momo. Dude, I am not in a good place. Shit. Here I'm thinking you're being good and taking a nap behind me. Don't eat that! Oh, you are bad? You really stole toast out of the trash can. Toast crust. Be right back, guys. Holy criminy, these guys are being bad today. Fortunately, the trash can was not knocked over. But he did steal a piece of toast crust out of the trash, like I've never feed the poor boy. He's so bad. And they had a they had a piece of toast, or at least a piece of toast crust, with Russell before Russell left for work. So I am a derp. I forgot to take the be right back dogs have to potty thing down after coming back. But none of you guys said anything either, so, you know, whatever. Alright, so let's see if we can get recomfified here. Gotta be comfortable when you're playing. Or else it just sits there and drives one absolutely crazy. I gotta say, pants while playing is kind of overrated. How can you, I mean, you can't get comfy. I need to get some big ass like sleep shirts like I used to have. Like went to my knees. Alright. So now that we're kind of messed up in our rotation here, doggy doodles. Let's see. Did we respawn since I had to walk away? Okay, well, at least one of these guys is back. So we will start back
It's too far away.
into here. Hopefully not lose my voice. Any more than I already am. At least I can talk today. Yesterday was terrible. I was having muscle spasms in my jaw. I couldn't hardly open my mouth. Couldn't hardly talk. Eating was terrible. Almost couldn't eat dinner. Never had that before until I had a shit ton of dental work done. And I had a root canal done. Actually, I had 2 root canals done. Not quite back to back, but pretty damn close. And had this like blue rubber tray in my mouth for like an hour and a half. So I couldn't fully close my mouth. It's terrible. The guy was like working on like 6 different people at once, and I was just like, oh my god, are you ever coming back? Because this is really starting to hurt. And he finally came back. But ever since then, they're not back yet. Ever since then, I've had just off and on problems with it. Alright, so either that person that we saw on the flying cats killed those guys, or they're being really super slow to respawn. Not sure what the case is. Now I am in ret spec and I do have green gear on. Some green gear. I'm not even sure if I'm in full plate. What are we at? I might be in plate. Oh, I'm still in, well, it's still plate, right? Even though it's white. Yeah, I think this one is in full plate. Yeah, okay. Alrighty. Oh, okay, those dudes are going that way. So we're gonna pull this dude back here. I don't know, I like this spot. I know you guys are gonna get tired of seeing it, but I am here on a couple different characters. It's just, it's a nice circular, built-in circular pattern. So I don't lose my place and wander off in a totally different direction. And there's a good number of mobs here, which is helpful. And it's usually not that terribly busy over here. So I mean, sometimes I'll get a quick influx of people working on a quest or something, but then they usually do their quest and they're gone, and then I'm back to having the place to myself because it's such a specific quest location. It's not like Sholazar Basin, where you've got all sorts of shit going on over there and just the entire thing is just one huge clusterfuck, because you've got people camping for rares, and the rares can spawn anywhere, and then, you know, some of them are just killing stuff to kill time while they're waiting, and sometimes it's just easier follow a different spot. Now, I did have a really good run in the contest, for me. I am proud of where I ended up. My contest character died at 51, and in hindsight, after I died and sat there and thought about it for a few minutes, I was like, you know, this might have been the quest that killed Zords recently on a different character. I had completely forgotten about it. So I was like, oh well. Now we know firsthand to avoid that quest. You know, shit happens, but I did a really good job for me. Since I don't normally play Iron Man, I'm happy with the fact that I got to 51, considering it was post-patch. My personal best, highest ever on Iron Man has been 55, so I'm pretty happy with that, and that was before the patch. And honestly, I died to something stupid that time that could have been completely avoided. But, you know, it was pretty good. It definitely took a while to level on a priest doing Iron Man, but you know what? Sometimes it's better to go a little bit slower. And I actually had some fun getting to go through some of the other zones that I normally wouldn't see when leveling. So I got to space things out. I got to be a lot more selective on what quests I wanted to do. I didn't feel too pressured to have to force a quest, except when I was getting towards the end and I was getting down to the zones that I did not want to do. So, I mean, otherwise it was pretty good, and in hindsight I could have gone back and tried to do some of the other quests that I skipped that I probably would have been okay with, where it was just nerves getting to me. I will do Iron Man again at some point, or dust off one of my older Iron characters, or maybe I'll just start over fresh and go from there. We'll see. I'm really confused about the allied races though, because I thought I saw something that said the achievement was account wide to be able to do them, but then I'm seeing something about
I need to get closer.
a scenario quest. So does that mean that you have to have, like, if you normally play Alliance and you want to try a High Mountain Tauren or a Nightborn, does that mean you have to have a max level horde? Like, I'm confused to do that, because I mean, it's not a huge deal. I can use the character boost if I need to. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm gonna put them, because I've got my challengers on the connected realm here, and I don't have that much room on the main account unless I shift people over now that we've got a few more character slots to work with, which is nice. And I didn't have to get Battle for Azeroth, and they seem to be in place, so... Oh, shit. Alright, come on, let's go. If you're gonna come over here. I've seen you hanging out over there. Yeah, so we might be going on a road trip back to New Jersey. Don't know yet. The hell? Oh shit. Hold on! God damn it. What the fuck? Hold on! Somebody's at my door. Sounded like the husband. Hold on, guys. It's been a day of interruptions. Walmart stuff.
Hey, Waggles.
Stay.
Stay. Say hi.
Okay.
You got?
Alright, I thought Russell forgot his key. I was like, what the fuck?
No.
Okay. Stay. No.
Have fun. Thank you.
You're welcome. No, no Tyler. Tyler had to go. Okay, sorry. Roommate stopped by. Our ex-roommate stopped by. He had to pick up mail. I thought Russell forgot his key. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, who the fuck's at the front door? Like, what the hell's going on? Everybody's just here today. Like, what the hell? I don't understand what's going on today. So anyhow, now the dogs are all like, where's Tyler? Where's Uncle Tyler? Tyler was just here. We heard him. Yeah, he had to go, doggies. I swear those dogs loved our roommate more than they did us. We're just so happy to have somebody new to wiggle at. Some guard dogs, they didn't even bark. Anyhow, back to what I was saying. So we might have to go to New Jersey. So if I disappear unexpectedly, that would be why. And definitely follow the Twitter feed if I miss a stream unannounced. So I will definitely let you guys know what's going on there if we do have to leave suddenly. And if we do have to leave suddenly, it'll probably be for like a week. Excuse me, week and a half at the most. And then the stream schedule might be a little topsy-turvy until we get my dad resituated if he does come back down here. Because I'm sure he'll have to go re-see doctors and whatnot. But that's if he ends up coming. Although it was eye-opening that he said he sorely regretted going back. But we'll see. Last time we went up to get him, it took us, I mean, it's like a 22, the way we go is like maybe a 24-hour drive. And that's a lot of driving. It's a little over 1,400 miles the way we go. That's a lot of driving one way in that amount of time. And when you're doing interstate speeds at like 70 plus at times, makes you start to feel really sick. So we would like be stopping after like 4 hours, 5 hours. It's like, okay, we need gas. We need to get out of the car and just not move for a few minutes and be stationary. And then, you know, there would be construction traffic and traffic. Inner city traffic for when we had to go, well, not really inner city traffic, but city traffic when we were trying to get around like Nashville and Knoxville and Little Rock. Because we did not care for going up through like Indiana, Illinois, Missouri. We hated going that direction. It was terrible. Plus there was some really shady motels that we ended up staying at when we moved down here. We went that way when we moved here. We refused to go that way again. We hated the section of coming out of Pennsylvania and into Ohio. And we also refused to go through Baltimore, DC. So we have sort of a convoluted road trip that we've used twice now, driving directions, to get us around that. It does take us into Pennsylvania, unfortunately. But we're getting used to going that way, but we hate that way. Like, Pennsylvania's okay to drive through, but the drivers are so scary. That's like the most scariest part of the trip is driving through that section. Because you've got signs saying rocks falling and people just driving like maniacs, especially the closer you get to Philadelphia. And you get on the 76 Schuylkill Expressway. Oh my god. It's terrifying. And then the way the city's set up, it's like 2 layers of highways that are like one underneath of the other. Like one's on a raised section of road and then there's another one that's ground level. And the part that's on ground level is where we usually end up, and there's like, you know, there's breaks of sky and then, you know, these roads crossing over top, and every time we're on the underneath parts, the GPS just freaks out because it's not getting a signal and it starts like beeping like mad crazy. And, you know, we start to panic because we're like, oh shit, are we on the wrong part of the road? Were we supposed to be on the upper? And it's just a miserable experience, especially when we had to go get my dad the first time. It was summer. Or was it end of summer? No, not quite. I guess it was getting towards the end of August, I guess. So normally 11, 12 o'clock in the afternoon wouldn't be that busy heading into New Jersey from Philadelphia. It's not like it's rush hour traffic where people are leaving work, and there's a lot of people that live in Jersey work in Philly, and
I don't have
yeah. It was summer traffic heading from the Philly area into New Jersey to go to the beaches, and we're like, son of a bitch. So, I mean, it wasn't exactly easy. We were in bumper to bumper traffic for like 2 hours trying to get out of Philadelphia. It was terrible. As soon as we crossed, I think we're on the Walt Whitman Bridge coming into Jersey. And we finally got on the New Jersey side and away from the toll plaza coming off the bridge. It was so much less congested after about like 15-20 minutes. But that bridge is kind of not scary, but there's just a lot going on, and they have a machine where they can take away a lane and add a lane to the opposite side of traffic. So if you're leaving the city and it's more congested leaving, they can add a lane. So, I mean, sometimes you've got that machine running and you have to deal with that, and them closing down the lane and traffic merging on the bridge, and oh, pain in the ass. I mean, I could try to figure out a way around it, but it might make us go through Baltimore. I really didn't want to go through Baltimore. Although I almost wonder if we could like hit Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and then swoop down into Delaware. And then come into Jersey through Delaware. Excuse me. I mean, we probably could, but it's probably going to add like an hour to 2 hours onto our drive time. And getting out of Philly is no easy task either. Because then, you know, it's the same story coming back into Philly as it was coming out. The GPS is freaking out. We're like, shit, did we take the wrong squiggle road? Because there's like this intersection where there's like 3 different lanes. You can go straight, you can go to the right, or you can go to the left. And we're like trying to follow the direction on the GPS, and it's really not too clear as if we're supposed to be taking the squiggle road or the road underneath. And the one time we did take the wrong road and we ended up in Center City, Philadelphia, and we're like, oh my god, what the fuck's going on? But that was when we were moving, and it was fortunate that we did that because we actually managed to miss a whole bunch of traffic and some kind of accident coming out of one of the concert venues. But we don't know the Philly area that well, and it was not... It was an eye-opening experience, let me say. It was not fun. At all. To say the least.
I'm out of range.
But once we got out of Pennsylvania, things were a lot smoother, a lot quieter. I think the worst part about traveling cross country is not fully knowing where your time zones switch over. And we only had our emergency cell phone turned on to make a phone call or to check the time, because I wasn't real sure where my one charger was, and we were using a different charger. So we were trying to conserve the battery on it as much as possible. Here come these guys. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to doing, I think we did the one direction going up there in 2.5 days. Which is pretty good for Russell's anxiety and everything, so... Because we weren't trying to rush, it's just, you know, we got up and once we ate and checked out, then we left. And then we stopped when we couldn't take any more, or we found a hotel. Finding a hotel in some of those areas was really tricky. We came through this one town and when we were coming back with my dad, and we weren't sure if we were really ready to stop for the night, but my dad was starting to get tired, so of course he said he was starting to get tired and was wanting to be out of the car after we had passed a larger town that had more hotels in it. And so I think we were in Virginia, or I think we were in Virginia. And so we saw a sign for a Holiday Inn. We're like, okay. So Russell and I went in, you know, we're like, well, do you have a non-smoking room? And they're like, well, the floor was a smoking floor, but it's not anymore, and we're under the process of renovating a lot of the rooms up there. And you can go ahead and take a look at the room before you pay if you want. And we're like, okay. And that sort of tipped a red flag for me right away. And I was like, uh-huh. Okay, this hotel was older than dirt. The elevator shaft was so scary looking. I did not want to get in the elevator to go up. It was very rickety. The car felt kind of wobbly when we got on it, and I was like, oh dear God. And rustic charm. And we get up to the floor. It took forever for the elevator door to open, and I was like starting to panic, and I'm like, I don't like this, I don't like this, I don't like this. We get on the floor, and as soon as we stepped out of the elevator, the whole floor just reeked of cigarette smoke, and I was like, oh God. And now I'm not that much of a prude. Both of my parents smoked for years, okay? Let's get that straight right now. I've been around secondhand smoke since I was like an infant. But, you know, my dad's got emphysema and COPD, and he's not supposed to be smoking, so it was more for his benefit than anything. And I was like, oh God. So we get in the room. The room's like really run down. Kind of scary. I'm like, yeah, no. No, 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 no. So we went back down and we're like, yeah, no, that's okay. We'll skip. So we went to the next hotel, and Russell was talking to the check-in dude to see if there were even any rooms, and he was gone for a while. And the outside of this place just looked kind of shady. People come in and go in some of the rooms. Were like, huh. And he gets back in, he's like, well, the only thing they had was one bed. And I was like, well, that's good because I don't want to stay here. I'm kind of terrified watching some of these people coming in and out of here. And he's like, yeah. He's like, we're not staying here. So the only thing we had left was a Hampton Inn. Because this, like, speck on the map only had, like, 3 hotels. And, you know, Russell and I were like, well, Hampton Inn can be a little expensive, but, you know, we said to my dad, we're like, this is, you know, the last one in this town. We can, said, do you want to see if they have anything available? And he goes, yeah, let's see. So we pulled up, and the parking lot was pretty full. And I was like, yeah, they probably don't have shit. It wasn't even that late either. It was like 4:30. But it looked like they had a bunch of people there for a wedding. Like, it was wedding guests that were staying there or something, which I thought was kind of odd because I don't even remember what town we were in, but it just seemed weird. Because it didn't seem like it was near anything for there to, you know, for wedding guests to be staying at. And, we're like, okay, because we didn't think we were really near, like, a vacation hotspot or anything historical or the like, so we're like, yeah, okay, so Russell went in and he came back and he said, well, they have a room with 2 beds. I'm like, okay. And he goes, it's this much money. And my dad was paying for the trip, we weren't, so, you know, we had to ask him if that was okay. And he goes, because we're like looking at the GPS and we're like, the next hotel might not be for like another hour or so. And he's like, you know what, let's just take it. He goes, I just want to be done traveling for the day. And we're like, okay, that's fine. So we walked in. It was really ritzy inside the lobby. I mean, the outside just looked kind of plain and standard. It was like marble floors on the inside. They had a big, beautiful breakfast area. I was like, oh, well, okay. Totally missed going. Did I miss? No, I didn't. So, yeah. And it was a little expensive. It was more money than we had actually wanted to pay. It was the most expensive place that we stayed at the entire trip, but it was clean, and that was the big part, and it felt safer, a lot safer. So we're like, yeah, okay. We didn't have a whole lot of choices in what to eat. I think we went to the gas station nearby and grabbed some snacks, and then I think Russell went in search for dinner. Can't remember what dinner was. Dinner might have been Arby's. I'm not a big fan of Arby's, but it was okay. At least I think that's what dinner was. I don't even remember. But when we came back with my dad, it was like a 3.5-day adventure. Because the one day, it was just blinding rain. I mean, it was raining so hard, people were putting their 4-ways on so you could see each other on the interstate. I'm like, oh, this is terrifying. And some of these motherfuckers were still doing like 70, and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. You can't fucking see your hand in front of your face or the car in front of you, and you're still going to be doing fucking 70? So we were driving and driving, we were getting more terrified, and we're like, you know what, let's get off of here. And we hung in there until we saw a visitors center rest stop. And then when we saw that, we're like, yeah, let's pull in there. Let's see if we can check the weather. And the sad part was we really hadn't been on the road that long. I think it was like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We normally would have driven for like another 3 hours. At least 2, and so we were kind of pissed that we lost that, but so we ended up stopping, and it was probably good that we did. The place that we stopped at had an indoor pool and a hot tub, and so we just kind of decompressed and got used to not hurtling forward in a car. So you back here. I have a very hard time catching this chest up. Like, I don't normally. Okay. So we got one bar left to go here. Cloth, mail. Cloth. Mead basted caribou. Oh boy. Alright. Oh, really?
It's too far away.
You're gonna... And I've found that these guys are dying a little bit faster than those raptors were. Don't know why, but they seem to be. Alright. Sorry, allergies are getting the best of me today. Our weather's been so crazy lately. Like, it was bitter cold and down in the 20s, and then it rained and it had come up into like the 40s, and then yesterday, no, the day before it was windy as shit, and then yesterday we hit 61. I was like, okay. And then this weekend they're like, oh yeah, there's a chance of freezing rain Saturday night into Sunday morning, and I'm like, okay then. So it is February 1st. Where the hell did January go, guys? Where'd it go? I don't know. Maybe it's under that rock. Maybe it took a vacation. I need a vacation. Not gonna get one anytime soon. Like, the husband was trying to talk me out of going on this road trip to go get my dad if we have to, and I'm like, no. It's probably gonna be the only vacation-like event that I'm going to have for quite some time. So I'd kind of like to go, even though it's gonna be a pain in the ass.
I need to get closer.
And yeah, that involves leaving the dogs for a week, but the mother-in-law enjoys watching them. So she doesn't seem to mind. Alright. So let's grab this guy. Now I'm not sure how my no gear druid is going to fare with the changes now. We'll have to see how she goes. Or her starting gear, excuse me. But I did get to 18 without too much trouble on that test bloodthirsty. So maybe there's a chance, but then again, the test bloodthirsty was a priest and had a bubble, so I have not taken my pacifist out yet. I'm kind of afraid to, since the times that I'm awake to play her can be sort of busy. So I'm not sure what to do with her, although I do think someone said Darkmoon Fair is this weekend. So I might take her there, maybe? Not 100% sure yet. On how I want to handle her.
It's too far away.
So we shall see. Alright, so we are at 97%. At least killing these guys, I'm getting money. Where the raptors, it was just like trash drops, so. But I don't know why these guys feel like they're going down a little bit faster than the raptors. It's probably just an illusion. But I don't know, it really feels a little bit different. Oh, there we go, got stuck on my sword. So I can't wait to make a light forged Dronai, that's gonna be fun. But I have to get my Argus and Light of Army rep up. Or Army of Light rep up, rather. And that's gonna take a while. Trying to focus on getting my Nightfallen finished off. One thing at a time, right? So I don't go too crazy, trying to do everything at once. So even with the interruptions, it's been what? Maybe an hour and a smidge. And we're at 98%. We're almost there. If we hadn't had the interruptions with the roommate picking up his mail and some other stuff and the awkwardness of him just kind of standing there with the door open, I'm like, what are you doing? Go. I'm streaming. Get out of here. Come on, Twitch. Behave. I'm the only one using the internet right now. Okay. So this guy is just gonna be a pain in the ass. There we go. So we're up to 127. We were what, 110 when we started? So it's not too bad. I mean, it's not incredible money, but it's still money, you know? Okay. And we're getting Frostweave. That's another big plus. Is that I'm getting Frostweave for my main, so she can turn them into bags and sell them. The main will be selling the bags and keeping the money. This one will not. Because we can't send stuff to our challengers. But I will say I've missed my bloodthirsties. Things feel a little bit better now that I can be back on them. More of a sense of normalcy returning. Okay. So 99%. I don't know, we'll see if I add an Iron Day in, I don't know yet. Okay. So we'll grab this dude up here. If he ever decides to come closer. Now, I haven't really messed with rares too much outside of Loch Modan. I took on a couple on the priest during the Iron Man.
Out of range.
Really? Okay, so we were just cross-roamed there. At least we were cross-roamed in a safe spot. Relatively. all things considered. And I hope to ding before my buff wears off. I really don't want to reapply it. Paladins can use kings and their other blessing. It's part of my spellbook. I'm allowed to use it. If I was not a paladin, I could not have that on me. Okay. And let's see here. Guess I'll grab you next. So we've got... It says 100%, but it's not. I mean, if you look at the numbers, we're at... We need what, like 4,000 more? So we'll see. I gotta take like another 4 kills here. Maybe 5. Don't know. Can't do math that quickly in my head. But I mean, so far it's been a pretty clean, easy go of it over here. Actually, since we were just crossroads, I kind of want to go see if that chest came up. Even though another part of my brain is like, no, it didn't. Don't be dumb. For Frostweave, that's nice. Picking up a good amount of Frostweave here. Frostweave for everybody. Alright, so this kill should probably do it. And then we'll be switching off to one of the other guys here. Alright, so let's hearth. Oh wait, we need our picture. Background filter. You do not have... Not obtained... Oh, I guess we have to do a quest or something. Yeah, let's go with the black and white filter. Okay, let's pop out of that. Now we'll hearth. Now see, it didn't show up in the other thing, so... Weird. But... yeah, okay, we'll go with it. Next time we'll know to hit the UI thingy. I think it's just a bug. So, Bloodthirsty. Soul Shield. Ret Paladin. Ding Sabandi Saban. Oh, we didn't get our slash blade. What is the slash blade anyway? Okay. Slash blade is 4 days. 19 hours. 9 minutes and 6 seconds. Total kills. Now I have an idea of what this is because I looked last night before I logged out. 15,256. So we're definitely starting to rake in the kills there. Alright, so let's go ahead and vendor this stuff. Alright, so we picked up a ring. And yeah, it's got dodge on it, but You know what? That one has dodge too. 138, 142. This one's 170. We'll replace the 138. Alright, so strength stamina. We'll put that on to replace that one. Bloodthirsties can wear green gear, so don't get too panicked on me. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and log out there. Alright, so next. Next, I think we will change drums for a split second here. And we'll come over to the Resto Druid. Okay. Yeah. Alright. So let's slide that over a little bit. Put that about there. Okay. See, look, I have this bug. If I don't have anything in this bar, it disappears. Like, unchecks itself. That's still checked, so okay. We're good there. Slide that up just a little. Okay. Let's see, that's still white. That is still white, and that's still white. Okay. So, this is the Resto Druid in her starting gear, Bloodthirsty. Okay, so in setup. What slot bags do we have? We don't have any money for an 8 slot right now. So we're just gonna have to go with it. And we're gonna come up this way. And we're gonna hear the phone ring. And I'm refusing to answer it because I know it's not gonna be anything important. Because I told my dad to message me on Facebook before he calls me. And we've had nothing but telemarketers lately. I was just making sure that he had not, in fact, messaged me, and he didn't. I doubt it was my mother-in-law calling. It's like, why? Why all these interruptions today? People know I stream on Thursdays. What the hell? It is so infuriating. Alright. So, we're gonna forget to pre-hot ourselves. Apparently. And we're gonna see if he rears up, though it does not look like he is. But we're gonna just make sure that we are close enough. And no, he is not up. Okay, so we will move on to objective number 2 and see if that one is up. Again, I don't know if they will be. Not boding well if one of them's not up, so... But it could just be that somebody just came through here. But you know, we'll check. And we'll kill things on the way to checking. Since I should have more than enough rested XP to cover this. Excuse me. Okay. So I felt really bad because, you know, the husband did go to work yesterday. And they've been having him do a lot of what they consider secondary work. So packing stuff or stuff that needs to be done off the main production line. Which is cool, he's usually fine with that, but they really didn't have that much secondary for him to do yesterday. And then the fact there was so little to do, there was about 4 or 5 people trying to do a job that's normally a 2-person job, if that. So he BS'd it as best as he could. And when it hit the 4-hour mark, he's like, I can't do this any longer without anything else to distract me with, so he ended up coming home a little bit earlier than he had necessarily wanted to. So that kind of sucked. You know, what can you do? So, these guys have actually been going down really fast. Did you notice that? Like, really super fast. Considering I don't have any gear on. I mean, yeah, I'm only level 10, but... do not feel much of a difference here. If anything, it almost feels a little bit stronger. Or it could simply be that I just haven't been on this one in that much time. Alright, so this dude is up. He is showing his level 12 though, so this could be a different story. Okay, so we got him without too much trouble. Wow, that was a lot of XP. 3,136 rested. Wow. Looks like we got him just in time too, because somebody just went flying through here down on the bottom killing shit. That spider was alive a second ago. Alright. So that was a good chunk of XP there. That was definitely surprising. Because I had been seeing the XP levels off the rares as non-rested on that test character. So that's definitely eye-opening, to say the least. Now this one I might try to leave here. I know I need to do a new blog post now that the patch is out. I'm trying to figure out how to approach it. I'm not too sure there's much of a point in me continuing it. So I feel kind of at a loss. Because now I'm just kind of like, well, shit. So it's like, okay, I don't really have a set leveling path anymore for my bloodthirsties with the scaling. And I do know there are going to be some of the veterans that are like, oh, just stay in lock mode down until 60. It's easier said than done, because after you get to a certain point, looking at the same area just gets really annoying to me, personally. I might still list the zones where I had been going and about what level I had been going there, and maybe just adjust it a little bit. But, you know, we'll see. We'll figure that out. Okay, so this one's not up. That, not really all that surprised, though. Because it's a little busy on this side of things. Oh, hey. Where's my... I don't have a companion pet. How do I not have a companion pet? I could have swore we had one for this character. Well, shit, and I don't remember who we were using. Maybe I never grabbed one. Oh dear. No, I don't know who to grab. Well, shit. Fuck it. You. You are now our companion pet. I feel like calling him Siegfried. And I don't know why, but I really want to call him Siegfried. How did I miss that? Did I pick a title at least? Elder. I don't know. That looks like the generic title too. We may not have actually put a title on ourselves either. Well then. See, that was pretty quickly dispatched of. Alright, so this is, again, the Resto Druid that we restarted that's in just our starting gear. Since the last one died at 31. Went down fighting against Old Muddle. I think somebody just pulled Cub, it looks like. Damn. So we missed out on Cub. And they are... Wow, what are they doing with their life? They are just pulling all of the things. What are they? They're a warlock. Are they a blood elf? They're a void elf. Huh. It looked kind of blood elfy to me. Alright, so Cub's not an option. Let's go check Grizzlock. And see if Grizzle is up. And hopefully they will be. So we hit 77 on the Paladin for those just joining in. So that wasn't so bad. We went back to the Fisherman's Village in Dragonblight. I was trying to hang in there on the Gundrak Raptors and was losing my mind because it was just taking so long. And the raptors were a little bit slower to kill. For some reason, the guys in the fishing village... Oh shit, he's hitting like all the rares, yo. Dude. You know what? Fine, you keep him. You just pull all of the things there. You can pull them all, you can have them all. Because, you know what? Doesn't look like he is even up. Is he? I don't see his shadow. Oh, he is up. I'm like trying to pull him. Without pulling this one and it wasn't working. I'm just gonna be so mad because this dude's gonna like walk up and just be like, bam. Alright, let's get some healing going here. How is it line of sight? I can see him. Holy cripness. Okay. So, wow, that was a quick level. Alright. So, we're level 11. That is not as much rested as I thought I was gonna have, considering I was in an inn all this time. Okay, so in that case, let's... Oh, right. Hang on. We weren't gonna do that. We're gonna do this instead. And page down. And we'll start to hearth out. We'll actually use the cropping tool this time. Alright, so let's go bloodthirsty. I can learn how to spell, which is always questionable. Bloomin' Soul. Stings 11. I think I put her on the list. We'll find out later when I go to update. Slash played is going to be ridiculously short. 4 hours, 40 minutes, and 53 seconds. Okay, so there's that. And let's see, who else can we get into trouble on next? Alright, so that one's done. Yeah, we could, but that's gonna take a while on that one. Let's hop back over to the other server. Alright. Everybody's naked. Level 18. Level 18. Yeah, okay. Let's hop on this one. And see what we've got going on. Apparently in Undercity, I apparently have mail. Why do I have mail? Oh. Oh, hey. 4 gold. 4 gold. 4 gold. And 4 gold. Okay, cool. I've got some gold. Let's tuck all of that down in there. So we'll be able to get a loud tractor trailer. We'll be able to get our riding when that happens. Alright, let's just hit these real quick. I don't think we're gonna hit 75 here. Not in the slightest. Okay. So let's put that in there. Alright, we really need some better food. Where's our hearthstone? Okay, let's go ahead and hearth. So this is the warrior now. I mean, we could have kept going on the other one, but... I'm trying to make up for lost time here, so... Hello? Let's get some better food, shall we? Get some mutton chops. Let's sell that. Put that there. Okay.
Trust no one.
Trust no one. Well, alright then. If you say so. So, I'm a little afraid to touch a rare now. Because I've been hearing stories of people doing melee where it's been really, really dicey. So, the casters, I think, can get away with it. Hello, Mr. 16 Bear. This is my first outing on a Horde character. To any real degree on my own since the patch. I mean, I was doing a little bit with Zort's post-patch, but we were on teams, so it doesn't really count. As of right now, we will be playing our team characters tomorrow. Providing he's up to it, because he's had a really shitty week for work. But when I last talked to him, it sounded like we were going to be doing that tomorrow night, Friday night. And we are back on the board at level 10. We are cow people now. After that hilariously unfortunate incident on the machine at Steel Grill Depot. Which was just, there was no words for that. It was terribly funny and just terribly, I don't know, I guess some people might say it was poetic in a way, but oh man. It was all sorts of things and stuff. I believe he clipped the death. And he put it on his Twitter feed. I don't have a target. Alright, let me see. It's really hard to zoom out here because these damn pine trees are in the way. So while I'm afraid to touch the rares on my melee, whatever, on the warrior, it does help that this shit is scaling. At least higher than it would be, because these things used to be, what, 11, 12? So it's giving me more things that I can go after. So that helps to a degree. I am trying to keep an eye out for that frickin' rare. So I'm not sure how far up he walks. But he doesn't normally walk on this side that I'm aware of, so... as long as we keep our wits about us, we should be okay. Alright. So unfortunately, we're making up for lost time on the lower level ones. And I'm sure Stone's gonna give me shit this week, because we're like, oh, you only have one on the list. Be like, yeah, shut it, Stone. Only had time to do one. We'll try to get somebody else up there tomorrow. We'll see what schedule allows for. Tomorrow will probably be about getting people ready for my stream on Saturday. To be perfectly honest. And these fools that like to jump behind me. At least I feel like I'm getting more out of them now. Although they are hurting quite a bit. So let's go ahead and band-aid here. Okay. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get the expansion pre-ordered. Because, you know, I don't normally play Horde, but I gotta tell you, that raptor mount is pretty sexy. I love the Aztec gold design to it. Like the little accessories. And it definitely feels more like Jungle Troll. It's hard to explain. It is too far away. It is not too far away. Alright. And yay, the screaming kids have returned at the daycare across the street. So that's a thing.
I am out of range.
You're not out of range. Trust me. We got this. Alright, so there's that one. Oh. So then it kind of becomes a situation of, well, do you want to rely on Victory Rush? Or do you want to Band-Aid real quick? Or at least partially, and hope that Victory Rush doesn't wear off. So I'm gonna go this way. We are actually gonna charge this dude here. And hope we don't get any other visitors. I think a second visitor would not be good right now. I think that would be very bad. Alright, so you come here. And we don't taunt these guys because they teleport behind us, so it's just a waste of bullshit. So the dude is in the house, and I don't see the chest. No, no chest. Okay. So in that case, let's us get this guy. So I am in protection spec on this one.
I do not have a
Hey, Mayo. The other warrior. The high level warrior? The 40-something warrior? Yeah. The Night Elf warrior died. I DC'd in Fellwood. See, I said I wasn't going to charge them and I charged them. That's what happens when you charge them. Yeah, that one DC'd in Fellwood. I don't know why I DC'd in Fellwood. That seems to be a reoccurring theme. So this time I'm gonna try to not take someone through there and see what happens. Because there's been times where I've gone through there and I've been absolutely fine. And then there's other times where it's a constant DC fest. So it shouldn't be. But this one I've been having, this one I have around for a few weeks now. This is Troll Your Soul, that I made in a fit of anger when... The fuck was that? I can't even fucking hearth. It's really windy out, so something just went flying across our front yard. I heard it. Sorry. It sounded like one of our recycling buckets taking flight. So I'm gonna need to get to the encampment here. Yeah, we're not fucking with them. I've been hearing terrible, terrible stories about melee taking on rares right now, so. A little bit. Maybe not so much as difficult as things are taking a little bit longer to die. And it takes a little bit more XP to get through a level now. Casters have been doing okay from what I've seen thus far. Melee and rares have not been going well as far as Iron Man is concerned. I have not attempted a rare yet on a melee. We'll see. A little nervous too. Especially on this one, considering I don't have a whole lot of options for heals. I have Victory Rush and that's it. But, yeah, they added a little bit more XP per level, and I haven't seen a huge difference in the XP per kill, maybe just a smidgen, but it's also varying a little bit more depending on what you're attacking. So, you know, if there's like a two level mob variation in the zone. So it's not scaling like Legion where everything is your exact level. It's more like, okay, well, I'm level 19, so I'm seeing stuff like 17. I think we saw a couple 16s, maybe. But, you know, we saw some 17s, some 18s. Seems to be within 2 levels. I mean, there's a 16. Oh, we are 18, so yeah. So it would be about right. So, hasn't been too bad. My Paladin was okay. I was a little nervous to get her going, but she did hit 77. I got into a rhythm. Give me 1 second, I'll be right... Come on. Now my keyboard tray doesn't want to sit in here. Hang on, guys. I gotta see what that noise was, because I think it was important. And I can't have something causing property damage outside. What the hell? Oh dear. Okay, so yeah, two of our recycling buckets, in a huge gust of wind, were almost out of our yard. So that wasn't good. And we don't have that many recycling buckets to spare right now, so... Okay, so... Okay, so where was I? So yeah, the Paladin hit 77, and that was all well and good. She didn't hit any rares up, though. She's out in Northrend. And, I'm slowly getting back into the Bloodthirsties. I had taken a little bit of time off right after the patch dropped. I was working on a test Bloodthirsty to get the feel of things sorted out. But from what I've been hearing from some of the iron melee is that it's been a little rough. Doable, but a little rough. And they have just been getting beaten up pretty badly by the rares, so it might be that you want to avoid them on the non-casters. I think the casters have been faring a little bit better because they have been able to get a little bit of lead time on the mobs running up to them. Priest has been pretty good. I probably still would have been alive on that Priest for the contest if I had not done the quest that I chose to do. Well, Shaman's always been a little squishy, and it also depends on what spec you go. Some specs are better than others. I heard Elemental was really rough from those that were trying Shaman in the contest. It was really stressful, really slow. gotta watch, because there's a rare that runs around in here. And I'm pretty sure he's gonna kill me. If I run into him. And half the time I don't even see him coming. It's just kind of like, bam, rare. It's like, oh, okay. Where are you? Oh, there he is. So I don't... Why is he coming for me? Oh my god, why is he coming for me? Okay, yeah, you better fucking run. That was terrifying. Yeah, and like, the mobs have a terrifying amount. I don't want to be in here. I don't want to be in here anymore. Have a terrifying amount of health. Like the rares. And the named bosses. A lot of people have been having issues with the dude in the mine in Loch Modan. The foreman dude. And he throws like lamp oil or something at your feet and lights it on fire. And you've got to move really quick out of it. You can't heal through it. So if you're fast enough with your shield, then you might be okay. I did not want to be over here because that dude walks right through here. A lot of people died to him. I almost died to him on my contest character, but somehow I managed to survive. No idea how. So I fully believe, since he's up, that Argul's up. And I really don't want to mess with Argul. So, I think it's a good idea to start out fresh. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit rough, but now you're seeing what to expect on your others. And a lot of people seem to be of the mindset of do all of your starting zones, or at least as many as you can. Like, as close to the level as you can. Like, I was all over the place. And ended up going, Dunmorrow, Loch Modan, Wetlands, and then I went to Blood Mist. Probably should have gone Blood Mist, maybe after Loch Modan. Just to try to get the most out of maybe the slightly easier zones. Because I will say, there would be like a level where it just felt like a slog, and then I'd get another level in like the blink of an eye, and then it would slow down majorly again. So, holy shit, cat! Oh my god, what is going on today? What the hell? What the hell? I'm getting really annoyed. Every time I sit down to do something today. Now the cat's throwing up. And I don't know where he threw up either. But he better not be moving to another location to throw up in, because yes he is. God damn it. Can you like throw up in one place, please? I'm like really nervous in here because of that rare. And I really don't think I can kill him. Because what gear I have on is kind of not that crazy about my gear. I need to know where this rare is though. So I can move from this spot. He should be coming back around. There he is. I mean, he definitely has more health than me. I'm just really, really being a pansy, and I'm super afraid to take him on. He's gonna come back down this way. Gonna go that direction. I could probably kill the boars at the farm in the back. I mean, I could probably do that fairly safely. Like, I took the resto druid out. Now, she's only level 10. Or she was level 10. And, she was kicking ass and taking names in just her starting gear over there in Loch Modan. I mean, she took on a couple of rares without too much difficulty. So I don't know what to expect from some of these areas or quests or what have you. I'd definitely be picky about your quests. If you're gonna pick it up and you're like, I don't know about this, then maybe you shouldn't do it. There was a lot of stuff that I skipped because I could go elsewhere and make up the difference, which greatly helped that situation. Greatly. So, I mean, if you're gonna do Iron Man, don't worry about it. Just, you know, if something feels kind of stomach tightening and you're not really sure about it, then don't do it. Move on. Grab a different quest. I had a lot of grinding. If you don't mind the grindy quests, there's quite a few grindy quests over on Blood Mist. So that definitely helped eat up some space in the levels. Excuse me. I mean, I did a little bit of this, a little bit of that, and it was okay. I'm gonna do another Iron Man. Not sure when yet. Depends on things and stuff. You know, we'll see what happens. I do plan on doing one. I might actually stream that one. Haven't made up my mind what day that would end up being yet. So it'd either have to be on... I mean, either way, it's going to eat into the bloodthirsty time, even if it's on a different day. Especially if it's on a different day than I normally stream. So... gotta figure some things out. I would probably end up starting a fresh one for that. Now, you can do iron races. You can do allied races now. As a challenger. On the website. Stone's got that fixed now. However, if you're doing iron or pacifist, or teams with an allied race, the second you log in, you have to take every single piece of gear off, even your weapons, because everything is green. So you're gonna be naked for a little bit. Unless you're doing bloodthirsty. If you're doing bloodthirsty, then, you know, the green gear doesn't matter so much. So in that respect, you're fine. But, I mean, it's good to have a fresh character out there that you can at least use to get your feet under you. Because, I mean, some things did change with the patch, and pacifists got... Night Elf Druid pacifists got a little more difficult. It used to be before where some people that didn't want to be naked, or even for a little bit, or didn't have enough gear to sell to get 10 copper, i.e. Night Elf Druids, would go to Stormwind and pick up, you know, the couple starting quests at level 1 or whatever, where you just went around and delivered shit. And got enough money to pick up your first profession that way. Well, those quests got changed to level 4. So you can't pick them up at level 1 anymore. Not a big deal for anybody but the Night Elf Druids. And even then it's not that huge of a deal. It just means you have to go out and carefully explore for a few levels. And when you're out exploring, you know, if you see a food crate or a treasure chest that you can get to safely, that you can open, go for it. And sell the contents that you get from that. And then that plus, you know, selling all of your gear or some of your gear will probably give you what you need. Huh. Let's kill the bear. I don't think I've been back in that alcove before. I'm a little confused. Is that like hedging into Hillsbrad? I want to say this is Hillsbrad. Yeah, okay. Oh, hey, Hillsbrad. What level is Hillsbrad? Hillsbrad is 15 to 60 now. Like I said, I don't normally play Horde, so I'm a little lost at the moment on what I can and cannot do here. It's probably a bad idea. Alright. So let's see how this goes. Did not realize that this got moved to level 15. Those two are kind of close together. I'm not so sure I want to do that. So yeah, I mean, yeah, if you want to be a Night Elf Druid, things got a little bit more lengthy in order for you to be one, but you know what? It's a challenge, right? So you gotta think your way through it and figure out ways around stuff. Okay. So where are we? We're up by the Darlaran crater. Okay. I know where we're at now. Vaguely. So let's taunt you. We're kind of out near Plants vs. Zombies. Remember, pacifists can't do that daily either. Alright, hang on. I need another piece of candy. My throat is so dry today. It's like dry and sore. Oh, jeez. Holy shit. Really? There's actually a body hanging there? How did I never see that before? We gotta get there. Look at this. Like, what the hell? Holy shit. Wow. That's pretty gruesome. All things considered. Like, I think I've seen, like, skeletons hanging before. Not quite, full bodies hanging before, though. Alright, then.
Out of range.
So, an elder gray bear. Yeah, there's the Plants vs. Zombie field. So, I mean, I could try to take on a rare on this one, but I'm really afraid after what some other people have said has happened to them. On the melees. Priest is okay on the rares. Don't have a full field of knowledge on that Resto Druid yet, because they're only level 11, so as I get higher, the ability to kill them might change. So that's just gonna kind of be an experiment as we go along, I suppose.
I do not have a target.
Last I heard, the yellow neutral rams out in Howling Fjord, up near Fort Wildvar,
I do not have a target.
were still even killing normal players in full gear with a hoof strike that was doing an asinine amount of damage. I do not yet know if that was addressed or if it will be. That was a week or so ago now, maybe 2 weeks now, when I heard of it. I've not had anyone else report in about it, saying if they fixed it. $1430, still a lot of health. I mean, it's so tempting to try, but really don't think it's gonna happen, so I'd like to get somebody to a higher level here. Intellect and strength. Okay. So I guess we'll be putting you on the sell pile. Alright, so we finished off the paladin. We got the Resto Druid. We are working our way through on the warrior. Okay. And we are forcing ourselves to skip the rare cat out of an abundance of caution. Because we need to get some more people up into the higher levels here. If that means we have to avoid a rare, then it means we have to avoid a rare. So, avoiding the rares on the melee is going to make them take a little bit longer. But you know, we'd be alive. So that's important. It's going to be very important. And I guess since I've got some more character slots to work with now, if the ones that die on my main server, or, you know, as they die, if they die, I guess I'll move them over to my challenger server. It doesn't look like you have to have battle for Azeroth to get those extra slots now. Excuse me, because I did have the ability to make another character, even though this server was at 12. So that was also intriguing. And I've been trying to get through some stuff on my main and get caught up. It's been a little bit daunting. Especially since I don't really like Argus that much. And trying to get around out there is kind of a pain in the ass for me. Especially doing it on my priest. It's just like, oh, this is daunting. I mean, half the time I get lost in a cave, so trying to navigate Argus on a ground mount can be a little daunting, I guess. But I also have stuff I have to do around the house. Hello, Captain. And how is the captain today? So we are going to need a vendor here soon. All sorts of screams and shit coming from in there. But we do have to watch out for the Yeti. I did kind of forget about him. Sort of. I kind of want to start pegging off some... Man, these cats are just going crazy over here. Okay, maybe we would have been better off going around the other way. Just trying to wait out that cat. So why are you struggling on WoW? And I'm okay. Hanging in there. Like, what part of WoW are you struggling with? And oh, the cats are all hairballing today? What the frig? Trying to stay away from the Yeti. Saw him walk from up in this direction, so we're gonna go on this side of the tower. Are you talking like normal leveling, or are you talking like, wow, challenges leveling, like Iron Man, or... Well, maybe try a different race. You know, you can go a little bit bloodthirsty in there if you have to and kill extra stuff. I've not done arms personally, except for during like the 1 to 10 bit. I have done Fury, and it was pretty damn squishy before the patch. So I can't even imagine how squishy Fury is now. So, and once the contest is over, you can change specs. So I mean, even if you're only level 10 or so on the list, as long as it's still alive when the contest finishes, then you can like switch into prod or something. I mean, so far prot's been okay, but then again, I'm leaving rares alone. I'm not really touching them. Oh, so you did something silly. Yeah, that'll do it. That'll definitely do it. I've gotten myself killed to many a silly thing before. I want to know where this friggin' Yeti's gonna walk through. I thought I saw him come up over this hill. But I could be wrong. He might come from like up there. It looks about a big enough space for him to walk through. I mean, in hindsight, I really shouldn't have done that quest that I did the other day. Oh, my contest character. Because just as I was about to pull them, I started to get a really bad feeling. I was like, something's not going to go right here. And then I was kind of like, shut the fuck up, inner voice. I'm going to do this. And yeah, should have listened. Like, why are they tapping the ground? All these bears have just lost their mind. Yeah. Yeah, because I wasn't sure if I was just being extra paranoid. I'm like, no, let's do it. And, you know, we learned that that's probably not a good quest to try. Unless someone else has already killed those two casters by the well. And now we know what they do. What should I boost when I buy the X pack on your server? I don't know, James. What should you buy? Alright. Yeah. And then I kind of thought about it, and then I remembered Zort's dying to something over in that direction. After the fact. Alright.
I need to get closer.
Okay. So, sorry. Alright. I really don't know where that Yeti shows up. So we're gonna go this way. Oh my goodness. So much allergy. It's windy as hell here today. I'm not happy about it. And just all sorts of post-nasal drip and sore throat and all that happy shit. Can I pull one of you? Maybe. Good enough for now. Don't know if I can take on two on the melee, although on the warrior I might be able to, because, you know, I can just pop victory rush right then and there. So we will see. I'm not going to pull two on purpose, though. Probably not be the best idea. Whoa, where are you going? Okay. I feel so silly with this tiny little axe in my hand, I gotta tell you. A new weapon would not be amiss. By the time I get down to the water to try killing turtles, I will probably ding. Which will be all sorts of hilarious. Alright, so then after this one, I don't know where we're gonna go. The Mage's Horde. We could start to work on one of the other high levels, and we won't finish them just because of time constraints, and I know how long it's gonna take. I mean, we could pop out the Hunter. Or we could actually go and get those kills we need on the Demon Hunter. To get her on the Bloodthirsty list. Which is a grand possibility. Because we need, what, I think 1,400 kills, 1,308, something like that. Haven't been in Tannin Jungle since the patch. Although that, oh shit, how are we gonna do that? I mean, well, I guess it'll still be the same since I'm maxed, so that shouldn't, well, maxed for that area. So I guess that really won't be that big of a deal. How do you decide when to leave a zone? Well, honestly, my boredom rate, or I get the skin crawlies. If I'm in a zone too long, I start to get really antsy, and it's like, okay, I really want out of here. I might come back. This is really the first large amount of time I've put into the Bloods since the patch, because we had the contest and I was doing the testing to try to figure out what was going on. But like some of the veterans are like, oh, I'm just gonna stay in lock mode down until 60. Well, I don't know if I can do that. I get to a point where it's like, okay, I need a new backdrop now. Or, you know, Black Modan can get super busy depending on the server you're on. So then you might not be able to get that many kills in. And now that melee are struggling a bit on the rares, at least on the iron side of things. I don't know about the bloodthirsty side of things. I don't know if really staying in Loch Modan is going to be beneficial. Because the main reason to stay there was because of all of the rares. So I'm thinking, before I do my next blog post about the patch and everything, for as far as Bloodthirsty is concerned, I think we might have to do a melee test and kind of get up after some of these rares and see what happens. As much as it pains me to start another Bloodthirsty duplicate, I might have to. Because, you know, if you're having trouble taking down the rares, there's no real point in dragging Lochmodan out, right? So, if that's the case, then I would just, you know, move on to the next zone when you're comfortable with moving on to the next zone, or when you're bored of dealing with what you're killing. Like, I'd started out, I'd moved to Zoldrak on the Paladin out in Northrend. And ding. And so my kill ring was pretty spread out, like my loop. And it didn't feel like there was that many mobs for the length of it. And it was really slow going. So since scaling had come in, I was like, well, let's go back. So I took her back to Dragonblight, to the fishing village, and started killing some of the stuff there that I had killed before, and actually found it going a little bit faster, probably because my loop was now smaller and there were more mobs per loop now. So that was working pretty well. And as much as I hate to bore you guys being in the same spot, I'm probably going to stay there. At least until I outlevel the area or it feels like it's time to move on. But yeah, like the named NPCs on the priest, depending on what zone I was in, like one of them was 22,000 health and I had not even 3, and I was like, oh my god. So I was like, what the hell? And then I'd see a rare that had like 18,000 health, and I was like, okay. So I wasn't really sure what that was all about, but it's definitely something I want to look at, because I don't want to be like, oh yeah, stay in Lochmodan, you know, until you can't stand it anymore, because if you're on a class that can't really handle the rares, then there's no point in staying there, because like the whole point of Lochmodan was the what? 10 plus rares that were out there. Let's see, the Trog, the Knoll. Hold on, no, we're doing this wrong. Drunk Dwarf, Trog, Knoll. Drunk Dwarf, Trog, Knoll. Cub. The first kobold. Grislock, the second kobold. That's 5 in the top half of Lochmodan. And then in the bottom half of Lochmodan, then you've got the Murloc. You've got the Cultist. You've got the Alligator. You've got Nyx. You've got the Ogre. That's 10 altogether. You've got Ashtail. You've got the Spider. You've got the Trog and the Excavation Site. You've got Lord Condor. Got Optimo. It's what, 15? 15 rares? So I mean, it's definitely something I want to look at before doing that blog post, definitely. Who was this? Troll your soul. Prod warrior. Come on, hit the right key. No. Okay, fine. I'll look at the keys. Dings. What did we ding? We dinged something. I know we dinged. 19. There we go. So, slash played on this one is 7 hours, 8 minutes, and 4 seconds. Total kills is at what are we at here? 946. Okay, so that's not so bad. The Paladin at 77 is sitting at 15,200 and some odd kills. So since it's going to take a little bit more XP to get through the levels, I think we're going to see higher kill totals, even on rested. Let's see, we could hit we could hit the shaman. Let's see. Do we want to? I mean, we're gonna have to eventually. It's so scary out there. Let's see. You are the hunter. I guess we could hop on the hunter. See how speeds look like on the hunter. See, I haven't been on him since I took my gear off for the patch. Yeah, Fury might be... Yeah, I mean, I would move it over to Tin, because then you got somebody that you can test out on quests you're unsure of before doing it on your other one. Alright, so when you get to Outland, or where am I? Northrend. There we go. I know this. When you get to Northrend, you're gonna have this pop up. Now this is the first time I've logged in on this one since the patch, so it's actually this might pop up whether or not you've come to Northrend or not. Wow, my glasses are dirty here. Okay, didn't realize they were that dirty till I'm trying to read this stuff. I've got this one smudge right in front of my eye that I'm just now noticing. Fucking annoying. So, as you can see, there's no decline button. So you're just gonna have to hit accept and then come over in your quest list and then just abandon it on the Bloodthirsties. Because that's really, looks like the only way to get rid of it. And I did not think that my glasses were quite that dirty, but apparently they are. Just this film of crap all over them. Probably from when I made dinner last night. I was frying some potatoes, and I guess the oil flew up into the air. Really gotta start wearing a hat when I'm frying stuff in oil. But you know what? We had French toast last night, and I used the bread that I had made, and it was actually pretty good. Alright, so all my gear looks like it was fine. I mean, the big thing with taking gear off before a patch is that, especially and mostly for the irons and the pacifists and the tins, is that you don't know if something's gonna go green. So I didn't really need to take it off on the bloods because I've never heard of a green turning blue, but I did anyway, just in case. I didn't want anything stupid to happen. So this is agility, intellect. It's agility, stamina, and crit. So I'm not so sure I want to change that for 7 agility and 3 armor. I don't know. This We're losing 25 agility when we put that on, but 69 stamina is a pretty big jump. So I might be putting that on. Now, as you can see, we are back in Dragonblight here. I need a flying mount. There it is. It's like the goat will not fly. So I mean, I did Fury on a Bloodthirsty, and at low level, it could have been the mobs that I was attacking, because I was going after some Naga. But Fury, I was having to eat or band-aid after like every fight. It was really annoying. Unless I just don't know how to Fury, which could be possible. I don't know everything. It's entirely possible. Could have just been the way I was choosing to Fury, so... But, I was noticing that. Hearing all this banging going on outside. Like, what is going on? Oh, you know what? We're gonna have to heal the pet now. So we didn't have to really do much of that before. Probably because things were dying a little bit faster before. So... just have to make sure that we are keeping up with Mend Pet. And the rested totals on the kills are a little bit lower. Little. Not hugely. So, I mean, it's just something that we'll have to get used to. I mean, then again, you know, for a while I was used to killing stuff that was orange to me. So that maybe that's why I feel like the XP is a little less. Could be. So, to be fair against Blackrock Orcs, I need to heal after nearly... That was arms. Yeah, I mean, you know. Hard to say. I mean, you could always take the tin and try Fury with that and see what happens, see how it goes. Because then, you know, it doesn't really matter if a mistake happens. Because you'll be on the tins and you'll still be able to keep going. A lot of people have moved their tins to, or their dead irons to the tin list to use as scouts and whatnot. So, and to test out something that might feel a little questionable. So, I mean, you know, it's not so bad. It's not, even on the Hunter, it's not super fast anymore, so. I mean, I'm not saying that's a bad thing either. But it's not like you're two-shotting shit, so. Although, to be perfectly honest, when we were killing stuff really quickly, it was a little ridiculous, so. It's kind of good that we're not just like 2 or 3-shotting stuff now. Just waiting for these two to get a little bit closer. Alright, so let's go with that. We'll hit Dire Beast. We really don't want the other one as a friend. That would be bad. Even though it keeps trying to run to me. I really should enable Healbot over here so that way I can misdirect to my pet a little bit easier. But, you know, I always forget I have misdirect. Half the time I forget I have feigned death. Which is really embarrassing to admit, but I'm gonna say it. They're a little bit tougher. I think, but you know. It feels like it did. See, I started playing a little bit into Burning Crusade. So it kind of feels a little bit like it did then, where it took a little bit to kill stuff. And definitely took a while to level. I think they're trying to mentally prepare people for classic servers, honestly. Because it's gonna be about this, if not a little bit slower on the leveling up and what have you. I mean, I didn't get to play in vanilla, but I did start playing in early BC, so at that point they weren't too far off each other from what I believe, from the stories I've heard and what I've experienced personally. I mean, there were times where I just didn't have enough XP to get to the next quests to unlock at the next quest hub, so I was actually having to grind mobs for a little bit in between levels till I could get the next set of quests to unlock. You trapped my bunny, yo. That's not cool. Why'd you trap the bunny? At least you didn't come after me after you trapped the bunny, so that's good. I mean, it would probably also be going faster if I was hitting Dire Beast like every pull, but oh, we're gonna have some. Oh no, okay, I thought that was the duo. It was just the single guy. It's like, we're gonna have a problem here in a second, but no, we're good. Okay. So let's get this dude to come a little bit closer. And then we'll send the bunny in. And I know a lot of people prefer turtle or what have you. But, this bunny's been doing pretty damn good.
I need to get closer.
I gotta say. Now, I do have him in tank spec. But all in all, he has not died that much up to this point. He might have died once, maybe. But I am fairly happy with how well he's taking a beating here.
It's too far away.
That depends. Depends on what I'm on. Since the patch, I'm afraid to touch a rare on a melee. Just from what I've been hearing. Now granted, what I've been hearing has been coming from Iron Man challengers who were not in green gear. The green gear could be the deciding factor for the bloodthirsties that are melee to be able to take them on. I still have to test that. I need to make a new one that doesn't matter if it dies to test this theory. The casters, I took out the Night Elf Druid, the Night Elf Resto Druid project that we're working on, of seeing if we can get to level 100 in the starting gear. Had her out earlier. She took on 2 rares and was fine, but then again she was level 10. I was killing a few rares on the contest character that was a priest, that was just in the Iron Man gear and was doing okay. The rares didn't kill me. I had actually gone back to Lock Modan, and this part I don't think was on stream because there was a couple days in a row where I wasn't able to stream because there was stuff going on. But, I did take her back to Loch Modan at level 49. And killed, I think, 3 rares without too much trouble. The fight took a little bit because, you know, larger health pools and what have you. But, I was able to kill them in just her white gear on the caster. So it might come down to class as to whether or not you can take them on. But, I have not touched... Well, I haven't seen a rare on this guy yet, since the patch. I haven't seen a rare since the patch on the, pig. What was that about?
I need a target.
What the hell's with the animals today? Are you, like, ripping Blinken's hair out or something? The one side of one of the guinea pigs is, like, bald. And we don't know why. Because she seems okay. She wants to eat and everything. We don't see anything wrong. It's, like, clean cut hair in a line. And from that line backwards, she's bald. Only on the one side, mostly. We think the other pig is ripping her hair out. Anyhow. So... yes and no to that question. On the lower levels, I have in the past. I think the priest can do it. Oh, shit. Not so sure about the melees yet. I will know more when I do some further testing with that, because I know Stir was struggling on his rogue to take down a... what the hell was it? Ashtail? Over in... people keep calling him Ashmane, but I thought his name was Ashtail. Over in Loch Modan. But he was also doing iron, so... don't know. Kind of locked for 6th place in the contest. That's gonna be your call. Like, what level are you currently? And how much time do you have to put into it right now? Because, I mean, anything can happen. We've seen DCs take out quite a few people in the higher level. I actually went down fighting because, you know, bad decisions. But, I don't even know what level 1st place is. I honestly kind of stopped looking at the list when my character died because I was like, okay, I'm done. And I was like, kind of like, whatever. But, I mean, it depends on how much time you have to invest. What level you currently are. How close 7th place is to you. I mean, if you want to play it, I would be super cautious and be super picky about your quests and definitely be looking stuff up. Not while in game though. We've had some people get DC'd with Wowhead open for some reason. I don't know why. But I would not look at Wowhead unless you are safely on the ground in an inn or something. But it's your first real Iron Man and your first contest. Well, they do the contest. They try to do like 4 a year, I think. And it sounds like we're gonna have another Bloodthirsty contest later this year. So that'll be interesting. And then people are going to be bitching about the bloodthirsties can wear green gear like they did last time. Suck it up, Buttercup! We're in combat more than the irons are. Sorry. You're gonna need that gear come Legion. At least for bloodthirsties, because we have to be in Legion. We can't skip it. Like some of the irons can. Irons, if you don't mind going slow on an iron before, you could skip Legion. And like, you could do like a little bit of exploring, but I think Stir has gotten to max, at least pre-patch, without going really to Legion. But yeah, I'm gonna say it's, if you feel comfortable continuing to level, then maybe try to. I've seen people jump out of nowhere on that list just simply because they, you know, hadn't updated recently. But, you know, it depends, because some people might be pushing hard to catch up and might fuck up. Or, you know, the DC boss is a very definitely real thing that could happen. Oh goodness, we're only a bar in. That's really gonna have to be a call on your end. I mean, I don't... Personally, it's Thursday. You're... Realistically... Honestly, you may not catch them. If you're just looking to stay alive and in the top 10, maybe try for a level. If you are comfortable with the zones that you have and you feel okay about the quests that are available to you, I would definitely be super picky
I need a target.
about what quests you do. Because, I mean, once the contest is over and your character's still alive, you can still keep playing it, and then when the contest finishes, you can change your spec. So... I mean, that's a tough call. I was never really expecting to survive the whole thing anyway, since I don't normally do Iron Man. But I will be doing another Iron Man at some point. I just don't know when yet. I mean, you know, an easy quest could be safe. As long as you're careful. Might depend on what you consider to be an easy quest. Oh, man. And you know, if the forums are a good place to check also on wowchallenges.com. See if anybody has posted anything about certain quests being problematic.
Have a target.
Oh shit, where'd you two come from? Yes, please attack that. I really don't want it to rip my face off any more than it already has. Yeah, and then, you know, make sure that you've killed some stuff to give yourself some room to work with. We're actually gonna band-aid here real quick. Okay, so we actually can learn Ember Silk, I think. If we so choose to. What is this? That's plate. Okay. So, I mean, as you can see, it definitely takes a little bit longer to get through the level. I mean, we could go to Sholzar, but we're not going to be killing humanoids there, so... at least here wow, I didn't realize I was that low on the money. At least here we're kicking up some cash. And the fuck was I at when I started? We're getting cloth. So I'm probably gonna tough it out here, even though it's gonna like take forever and a day. So now, since it's gonna be a little extra grindy, at least from the bloodthirsty side of things, I don't suggest doing this on Iron Man because you do need to be paying attention. And I mean, you do have to pay attention to a degree on the bloodthirsties. But once you are used to a grinding loop and anything silly that could potentially happen, I would definitely put some music on, or, you know, binge listen / watch to some podcasts, or you can listen to the older WoW Challenges podcasts. They're on the WoW Challenges 1, number 1, I think. Or is it 1 spelled out? I can't remember. I think it's the number 1. WoW Challenges puts their podcasts up on YouTube. So there will be the backlog of the old episodes up on there if you want to catch up on those. If you are newer to the challenges and you have not heard the older episodes, that's always an option. Or, you know, if there's a show series that you don't need to be visually involved in that you can listen to, you can always listen to that in the background. I wouldn't listen to anything or try to watch a movie you've never seen before, because then you're gonna find yourself watching the movie instead of, you know, paying attention to what you're doing, instead of just listening to it. But yeah, so I mean, they've got the past episodes up on their YouTube channel. And I've been on a couple episodes. I've helped co-host a couple episodes. I haven't been on recently. But that's okay. Don't need to hear me yammering on about bloodthirsty stuff that much. But, yeah, I'm definitely gonna try another Iron Man. I just don't know when yet. It's gonna take some time away from the bloodthirsties, so I have to decide if I want to do this on a totally different day, which would mean adding in a Wednesday stream. Or if I take some time out of one of the bloodthirsty days and do it then. Oh geez, yeah, definitely wait till the fight's over. I have died. The last contest that we did before this one. The infamous shaman contest. Where everybody learned that shamans are a little squishy. My first attempt at the contest, no, this was before the patch. I died to a quest in Daenerys that after I triggered the quest, I realized I shouldn't have done it. And at that point, I was committed to doing it, and I was like, okay, well, this is gonna end poorly, and it did. And I think I died at like 48 or 49, so I re-rolled. Managed to get back up to 55. I was sitting in Blasted Lands, right? And somebody messaged me on Discord. And I was like, who the fuck's messaging me on Discord? So, because it was an odd time of the day for someone to be messaging me. So, I was sitting at the Murloc on the cliffs that gives you the quest to go down and kill the Nagas, right? The little ghosty Murloc guy. Well, I have two monitors, okay? I was focused on monitor number 2, sitting at the Ghost Murloc quest giver, trying to figure out the message that had been sent to me, and trying to process why it had been sent to me. And I'm like, okay, right. And I was just so baffled by it that I was not paying attention to my large big screen in front of me. I finished dealing with the Discord thing, refocused on my main screen, and I'm sitting there looking at it. Now, you know how Blasted Lands is all like red and orange and shit in the background. Apparently, because of the color of the background scheme, I did not see the screen flashing that I was low on health.
I'm out of range.
I refocused on the main screen and realized there's a box in the middle of my screen that says, "Do you want to reincarnate?" And I was like, what? I died at the quest giver, apparently, and this is the only thing that I can think of, is that the Naga on the beach must have actually come just within range to trigger on me standing at the quest giver and killed me. Either that or somebody had a debuff that ran up to the quest giver, and somehow that debuff killed me. I don't know. I don't claim to know. All I know is that I sat there in disbelief that I died while I was looking at the other screen. And I was like, you've got to be fucking kidding me. So I was like, yeah, I'm done. I'm like, I'm not rerolling now. It took me too long to get caught up on the second one. So I was just like, yeah, alright then. That was the highest I've gotten on Iron Man though.
Target.
Was that second run on the Shaman contest. So I was a little pissed, gotta say. Nothing I could do about it, but I was not happy, to say the least. So, because I just simply did not see that, can you like stop hitting me? Because this is like not cool. I'm gonna feign here. I'm gonna hit exhilarate.
I don't have
That's gonna die. You're up here, not paying attention. Alright. So, yeah, I was just really not happy. I was like, how the fuck did I die when I had this up on the main screen? So, it is possible to have that happen. So, also, that quest giver, the Ghost Girl, Murloc in Blasted Lands, may not be safe. So, yeah, use caution there. Don't walk away when at that quest giver, and certainly don't tab out when at that quest giver, because that's apparently a thing. Oh, hey, 6 Frostweave, nice. Very nice indeed. Come on, get in there, Mr. Putt Putt. So, yeah. But, you know, you live and you learn. As long as you learn from your fuck-ups. That's really what matters, right? Kinda, sorta. Maybe. So I've got the personal world destroyer pets that is apparently the same exact color as the gnome hunter rabbit. So I'm not gonna lie, for a second there I was like, I thought I told you to go attack the target, and realized that, yeah, the actual hunter pet is in fact attacking the target. That's your companion pet. I've also, during the contest, been so rattled and so nervous because I didn't want to fuck up and ended up fucking up anyway. But I was actually looking at the mob's health going down while I was fighting it, And I'm not gonna lie, several occasions I was like, oh crap, I'm dying! And I'm like, no, dumbass, you're looking at the mob's health, not your own. I was like, oh, okay. Right. Yeah, that would be why. We want that mob to die. So, it's like, because I had the bigger nameplates on the contest character. And, which I forgot to do over here. So, like, because it was so much bigger, I was like, oh shit, I'm dying. Where is it? Interface, names, larger nameplates. So, I mean, they're not incredibly huge, but they are a little jarring to get used to, so. But yeah, I'd just be like seeing this bright red nameplate. I'm like, oh my god. What is going on? Apparently I was close enough to take some of that damage. Go, go, pet, go. I mean, the nameplates that big are a little obnoxious at times, but it can come in handy. You know, I've been doing this with nameplates on for some time. Just because you're gonna find certain zones where the mobs will tend to blend into the ground cover, at least on the graphics setting that I've played on. So, I'd be like walking face first into a mob and I was like, where the fuck did you come from? It was there the whole time, I just didn't see it. Okay, so you are
I don't have a
going to
target.
die there. So, I mean, we've been getting anywhere from like 752, 810. That's not terrible. I mean, it feels like it's an XP loss, but then again, we're fighting yellow mobs now. We're not fighting the orange or even the red. I mean, I could try to risk it, but I'm not sure it's gonna be worth it. I mean, we're still gonna have some red mobs and some orange mobs to us. But it's only gonna be for a brief amount of time. Because, you know, once you hit the minimum level for that zone, then they're gonna flip over to yellow. So we definitely have some things to look at before I do the next blog post. I do have to do an update on my challengers over there as well. Like I said, life has just been so crazy and stupid lately.
It's too far away.
I hope to be able to do that at some point this weekend. If not tomorrow, then maybe on Monday. I have to be super quiet on Mondays because Russell has started to record his D&D podcast with his group. So, like, any little noise I'm like freaked out about him picking up. I actually was watching Zort's stream because they were taking forever to wrap up last week, and Zort said something to me and I laughed really loud. I was like, oh shit. So and of course it was right when the husband was speaking, so I was like, of course. So then he had to like stop for a second and re-say what he was saying. I was like, damn it. But, I'm not really feeling too much of a difference on the hunter. Aside from it, yeah, taking a little bit longer. It's, I mean, longer than, the hunters were taking, but, about the same. About. Not exactly, just close to. About the same length of time that the others are taking to kill stuff. I mean, you know, 400,000 XP is going to take a little bit of time to get through when you're grinding. See, that one we got 698. So, since we are having like the 2-level variants, it is going to take a little bit more time. So, I'm either going to be stuck doing like one tune for a stream, as they get higher, or I'm gonna have to be doing a lot more pre-stream leveling legwork.
I need a target.
I mean, the lobies, it's easy to get through them, but they're not gonna be lobies forever. Hopefully. Even though the lobies seem to make me the most amount of money. But, you know, we'll see what happens. That Test Bloodthirsty, I'm up to like 500 gold on her. Just from the greens that we're dropping off of the rares. But then again, I'm also on a server that I'm not normally on. So the market was a little bit more robust over there for some low-level greens. But of course, this was like right after the patch, so that may have changed now. I don't really know the economy on that server all that well. Okay. So we are at about 3 bars in, and this is about what it was taking on the Paladin. So let's see. So we've gotten another 7 gold. We were at 10 gold the last time we looked here. But I like these guys, because, yeah, it's a little boring on this loop in this particular spot. But it's not too bad. I can kill these guys without too much trouble. Although when you get the duo walking along the road, those guys can be a little sketchy, a little bit tricky. But you know, they're humanoids, so I'm getting money, and I'm getting Frostweave, which is important to me right now because I want it for my main. So I have a dual purpose for being here. And since these guys are going to scale to me, I might as well ride the Frostweave train as long as I possibly can, because I have a tailor on my main. Or the main is a tailor, rather. So, you know, I can use that to make bags to sell. So why not, you know? I'm gonna be here anyway. And after dealing with the raptors and them being so slow, these guys were actually a little bit of a faster kill than them, which kind of surprised me. Oh. I don't want to get in the whirlwind if I don't have to. Since that was actually hurting a little bit. Plus, I have had a treasure chest pop up here. And I have not gotten one yet post-patch in Northrend. So I'm not sure what kind of XP to expect. I did get one on my contest character. I actually got a couple on that contest character. Like sometimes it pops up here. I don't know if it pops up anywhere else in this village, but I've seen it here the most. The highest level I got a chest on her, I want to say I was in my 30s or 40s in Darkshore. And then I got like 6,300. It was comparable to quest turn-in XP for that level. Whatever level I was. I can't fully remember now. So I mean, that wasn't bad. It was more than I had expected. That's for sure. And the chest is kind of hard to see because it kind of just looks like a wooden paneled box. Like it doesn't look like an actual treasure chest.
It's too far
It's
away.
sort of disguised a little bit. So, I mean, when you're around the villages or tents or things, it doesn't hurt to just scan your mouse over. I mean, or I'm sure you could like look up something on Google to see, you know, treasure chest spawns, and I'm sure a map from like Wowhead or something will pop up. I mean, if you really are hardcore about it. I'm kind of the
I don't have a target.
mentality of if I know where one is, cool. If I find one by accident, awesome. Christmas morning. So, I mean, I kind of like to be surprised sometimes. Like, I don't need to know the exact location of everything. If I stumble into it, sweet. If I don't, it's, you know, part of the game and part of playing. I don't need to know the location of every rare, especially when I might not be able to kill them. So, I mean, depending on the level and the class, you know. I mean, before I know there are some people that have to know the location of every rare, they have it mapped out in their head. And that's awesome if that's their thing.
I'm out of range.
I would rather be surprised. Especially if it's a rare I didn't know about and I was like, oh sweet, check this out. But, you know, that's just me. I'm just stumbling my way through stuff. This is my second highest flavor of Bloodthirsty at the moment. Alright, so we're a little low on focus, so we'll pop the Dire Beast there. Try just to get that down a little bit faster. Go ahead and mend the pet, get that running. Ahead of time, might as well. Remember, you want to look both ways when crossing the street. You don't want to be accosted by those two dudes. Those two enforcers walking around. Like they own the place. Well, I guess they kind of do, but, you know. My hunter's trying to put it under new management, so. He doesn't seem to be getting his point across very well. Alright. Oh, excuse me. But, I mean, so far, it's not too terrible. It's about what I'd expect. Let me see. So, actually, this might be going a little bit faster than the Paladin, looking at my slash blade. For this level. So, that sneeze felt terrific. Do you ever have a sneeze that just feels just fantastically awesome? Oh, siren time. Siren time! So we might be making some boxes to put around our microphones to try to dampen that traffic a little bit. It depends. I need to talk to the husband about that. He had talked about doing so, but he also was getting at least me an arm to put my microphone on so I could move it out of my face when I need to. And oh, what the fuck? I keep getting cross-roamed in this spot. We got cross-roamed in this spot on the Paladin. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So I don't know if making a box around the microphone is really gonna be, you know, pointless if he's getting an arm to put the mic on. I gotta talk to him about that. Unless the box was more for his microphone. Which could be. I could have misunderstood him.
I don't have a target.
Which is entirely possible. Or he was just confuzzled. I don't know. I confuzzle easily. So, sometimes, you know, it can be quite an adventure explaining something to me.
I need a target.
Alright, let's get another round of min pet going on that one. But, you know, that actually isn't a half bad amount of time for 20%. Because we had 20% left on the Paladin when we started on her. And I want to say she took a little bit longer to get through that 20%. than this one did. And I mean, we could try to go back to Borean Tundra and work on... There they are. And, you know, try to kill some mammoths and such, but we're not gonna get money off of mammoths. You know? I mean, we'll get stuff that we can sell. But we won't get straight money drops. And we kind of need the cash right now. That is broke as shit in and out of game. Okay, you can stop attacking me now.
I don't have
There
a
we go.
target.
Okay, let's throw another mend pet up there. Okay, that loot linked, so I don't have to go and chase that one down.
It's too far away.
Alright. So our roommate did move out. He ended up moving into his mom's old house because she's going to help him go back to school. He's decided he wants to learn how to be an electrician. He was thinking about learning IT, but the husband and I are like, dude, IT's cool and all, but there's so many people in IT right now, you might have trouble finding a job. It's like, you might actually be better off going the electrician route. So it's like people always need electricity and shit, so he's gonna go to school to learn to be an electrician. And his mom is supposed to be helping him do that. So he moved into her old house, or where she was staying before, because she just got someplace new to stay, and he has to pay the utilities, and she'll pay for him to go back to school. So while he was pretty cool living here, at least now he's gonna have, you know, a little more privacy. He can have more friends over and shit. I mean, we never told him he couldn't have friends over. It was just kind of cramped to have friends over here because we don't have a whole lot of room. And one of our cats was tormenting his cat something terrible, so... Why am I... For some reason, one of our male cats just hated his female cat. We don't know why, because he was relatively fine with the rest of our females, although we only have 2 other ones, and the one he was fine with, but... For some reason, he had something against his cat. I was constantly picking fights with her. So she just kind of like lived under the bed when he wasn't home, and when he was home, she would come out then. Like otherwise, like we never saw the cat. We're like, okay. Alright, so there's that. And don't forget, guys, WoW Challenges does have a Discord. You need to be respectful in the Discord. And we have, you know, we're not saying it has to be clean tag in there, but keep it within reason. If you drop an F-bomb, the bot will get angry and probably delete it. And then we're gonna have to be like, hey, you know, watch yourself. And please do not try to force the bot to catch it. Because then that will be following under the main rule that we have, which is don't be a dick. Basically, Will Wheaton's rule. Don't be a dick. So, you know, if you are a dick, you will get removed. Or if you're doing something that one of the mods, or Stone or Lita, perceive to be dickish, you will get removed. If you have been removed and you try to go back into the Discord under a different name, don't be surprised if you are then again removed if they figure out, or if any of us figure out, that you are the same person. Because once you've been removed once, you're done. So, we have a very low tolerance for asshattery. So let's just, you know, try to be respectful. If you feel like someone is violating the Will Wheaton rule, let one of us know, one of the chat mods, and we will look into it. Okay. And it doesn't matter what they're considered on the server. It doesn't matter if they are part of the Iron Elite, under the supporters or whatnot. If you think they're being a dick, let us know. Because we have been given specific instructions on how to handle things. For the most part. And we do keep records of who we have removed, so, or at least we try to. And why. So, we're trying to get better about that. Alright. At least to keep between us. And don't forget, the contest is running through Saturday. Contest will technically end at the start of the show. However, you may want to log out and update your character a few minutes before showtime on Saturday, just to make sure that all of the data has updated correctly, or to give it a chance to update correctly. Because if it updates after Stone takes his snapshot of who the winner is, you know, it was who was the winner at the start of the show. And he can only go by what the data looks like in front of him at that point in time. Okay. So we haven't really gotten any incredible drops here. I really have never gotten anything incredible transmog-wise that wasn't in a raid in Northrend. Or even a dungeon for that matter, but you know, most of the stuff out here is like cold and fuzzy and, you know, appropriate attire for this area, shall we say. I think this was like the main expansion where stuff actually looked like it was gonna protect you from things, at least as far as non-raid drops were concerned. I mean, there was some few raid drops that... This expansion, let's put it this way, wasn't as slutty as other expansions have been. Because there's been some armor where I've looked at it and I'm like, what the fuck is that supposed to
I don't have
protect?
a target.
You know, your stomach's all exposed and vital organs. I'm like, that just gave my enemy a big old target to aim for. Like, that ain't gonna protect shit. So we are...
I'm out of
Well, I'm getting the expansion. My husband's supposed to be. At some point. And I am actually looking forward to getting into the allied races, although I don't have a max level horde character. So I may need to use the boost to boost one.
It's too far away.
So that I can try to play the horde allied races. Which brings me to the dilemma of I don't have that many characters on this server available, but although I've got a couple lobies that I could probably axe that I haven't really touched. They're like level 5 or something. It's like, yeah, I could probably let that one go. And start over whatever their profession was on somebody else. I mean, yeah, we get a couple more character slots, but my, I've got a lot of characters, so... And a lot of things I want to do. And the connected server is down to just the extra character slots that just came in. Because most of my challengers are there. As the challengers that are on my main server die, I'm going to be switching them over to the connected server. If they die, put it that way. If and when. Are they? You know, I actually wasn't that big of a fan of the look of them at first. I was actually kind of pissed that the Horde got the Nightborn, because I kind of wanted to be a Nightborn.
I need to get closer.
But those racials on the Void Elves, I think, if I'm remembering correctly, seemed pretty OP for casters. If I'm remembering. I don't know. Russell was spouting a bunch of shit off at me last night while I was trying to watch Zort stream Stardew Valley, so I was only half listening to him. So I'm like, uh-huh, okay. Because I was trying to process what Zorts was saying and trying to process what Russell was saying, because Zorts was actually asking me a question in a stream, and Russell's like, da-da-da-da-da, da-da, I'm like, oh, da-da-da-da, and I'm like, uh-huh, honey. And then when Zorts finished asking me my question and I answered him, I was like, wait, what did you just say? Did you just say this? So I kind of went back and looked at it again later last night, and at least on a couple. But yeah, I'd like to be a Furblog. I would have loved to have been a Murloc, to be perfectly honest. I think that would have been hilarious. To be running around as a Murloc. Give me a frying pan, mace, and a fish dagger, and I'll be the best little Murloc warrior ever. That would have been hilarious to me. I was kind of sad when we didn't get Murlocs, but you know what?
I need a target.
We still might, eventually, now that they're exploring this allied race thing. So we'll see. That or a Furblog, you know. I don't know if I'd want to be the ethereal people, though, ethereals. They're a little, how to put this? They feel almost seizure-inducing with their, like, lightning flashes and stuff on them, if that makes sense to me. Like the constant like flickering because they're light people, but I think that would start to get annoying after a while. Furblog could give the Alliance the extra druid they seem desperate for. Well, you can be a druid worgen. And you can be a druid night elf. Tauren can be a druid for the Horde. Trolls can be a druid for the Horde. Who else can be... that's like 2 for 2, right? Well, now the High Mountain Tauren can be druids, so now it's like 3 to 2. Maybe. I don't know the full list of who can be what on the allies. Oh, actually it's gonna be like 4 to 2 because if we do in fact get the Zandalari at the end of or when you hit max in BFA, they can be druids too. So yeah. So it's kind of a little off balance there. Because you know the Dark Irons aren't going to be are not going to be druid-esque. And I guess the Void Elves are not. And Lightforged Draenei are not druids. So interesting. Maybe the Alliance will get another allied race further down the road that can be a druid. Maybe.
I need a target.
That does seem a little weird. You know, it'd be kind of funny if the Dark Iron Dwarves ended up going to the Horde side. I'm gonna get all kinds of hate mail now. And like the Zandalari ended up going to the Alliance. Never gonna happen, but I think that'd be really funny. It would balance the druid situation out a little bit. I mean, it would still be one less than the other. But, you gotta admit, it'd certainly be quite the switch. Like I said, it'll probably never happen. You know, I'm kind of surprised about that too. That was another route they could have gone instead of the Lightforged Draenei. They could have gone broken. I mean, we've done so much to help them. Between, you know, Burning Crusade and then on Legion and Argus and... So I was a little surprised at the Lightforged Draenei. I mean, I like their look. It just... I don't know. It felt a little weird. Unless, you know, they had more base stuff already in place and just had to add the extra glowiness to the Draenei to make the Lightforged. Maybe it was a little bit easier. It was a little bit faster to handle. I don't know. I mean, we have done a lot for the broken. I mean, who knows? We might still get them down the road. Okay. Like, half expecting the husband to come home any second. He's done very well today, because he left a little before 10 o'clock, I want to say. I mean, it would kind of be weird if they didn't after all the stuff and whatnot. So, I mean, I was kind of actually hoping for a neutral race. Not so much that they're constantly neutral, but kind of like the pandas where they could decide to split and be like, well, I want to go Horde or I want to go Alliance. I think that would have been interesting. I mean, I can kind of see why they didn't do that for this expansion, but I would like to see that again. Probably won't, but I would like to see that. Are there any uncursed Gilneans still there, though? Still around? I know. I would like the human females to not look high as fuck. That's what I would like. High as fuck or totally blonde. I mean, I'm not trying to insult anybody. Don't take it the wrong way. But every time I've rolled a human female, no matter their hair color, no matter what face I go with, they look either high as a kite or just totally ditzy, like the bleach seeped too far into their skull. And I'm like, wow. And I have trouble playing the human females because of that. Okay, I really need a new chest piece because I'm running and I keep feeling like I've got plumber's crack on my gnome. I had to zoom in and look because from back here it kind of looks like it. So it's like, if the other races cannot look high as shit, why is it that the female humans constantly look that way? I just don't know. Alright. So I'm actually, you know what, I'm gonna hearth here. We've actually done fairly well today. I did start early, so I'm probably gonna go here in a second. I wasn't planning on finishing this one at all today. I was just gonna hop on and see what things looked like. So yeah, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got 6 bars, not bad. We're up to 29 gold, and I haven't even vendored anything just yet. So we picked up a couple of greens to sell. So I think that's gonna be a good stopping point for today. We got the paladin leveled, we got the warrior leveled, we got that druid leveled. So I mean, you know, we're doing fairly well. I'm gonna call it here because I really need to go get something to eat and try to figure out what the frig dinner is going to be. I don't know yet. And I wish everybody good luck that is still in the contest. Hang in there. And don't forget to check out the Discord and the WoW Challenges podcast Saturday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern US time on Twitch on their channel. You can follow me at NiseyBGN on Twitter. And you can also find me in the WoW Challenges Discord. Just simply Nisey. Alright, and I will see you guys later. Again, good luck, stay safe, use caution, think about things before you do them, watch for patrols, and good luck out there. And I will see you all later.